Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Found me 3 knives. Yeah, these 3 jacks. Never heard of them. Kinda unusual. Let's check them out. So these are the 3 I'm talking about. Can you see them? Unusual. Just 3 jacks. 2 2-blade and 1 1-blade. The reason I was looking at these guys, I was going through my, let's have a see what I've still got in the box to play with. Now I chose these 3 because, well, never heard of the makers. And you know me, now I got to know who they are. So I checked them out and I thought, well, we might as well fix them up. They're a little beat up anyway. We'll do that and we'll go through some info I found about these guys. There's 3 of them, and here they are here. There's this guy. See that? Just a single blade jack. Nothing special. The handle's a little odd. But here's who made it. Troll, Germany. Here's the tank stamp. Then you got this guy. See them? I got this guy because I liked the handle, the color and the style of the handle. And this is just a plain little jack, 2-blader. See that? Right? Well, here's the tank stamp. Thornton, USA. Never heard of them. And then the third one, which I kind of like, is another 2-blade jack, a little bigger and a little bit more standard size. See that? And the handle got my attention. Look at that. Very nice. And I thought, wow. Have no idea who these guys are. Here's the tank stamp. Axel Nielsen. Out of USA. Never heard of them. So let's start cleaning them up and I'll tell you what I found. There's not a lot out there. So, okay, so here they are here. And I thought before I start, we'd have a closer look at them. I don't know much about them, and I thought you might be interested in having a closer look before we clean them up and make them pretty again. The first one here is this guy here. Now, as you can see, it's just a simple single blade jack. It's got a bail, and it's got this unusual handle on it. And I don't know what the material is. It's really odd, and it's kind of a jig pattern. You can see that it has a badge on it here, the bolsters. It has this blade, and on the blade it says easy opener. Wow. Let me tell you, not so much, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And here is the maker here. Troll, out of Germany. Here's a closer look at the tank stamp. And the blade, you can see it has this long, long, long nail neck. And then it has that false blade, I know, swedge. And it's kind of a spear point blade. Now, the first thing I noticed when I picked it up, it's really light. It's almost like it's aluminum. I'm not sure. I think it's kind of rusty, but you can see the spaces here. I think they might be aluminum. Not sure. It just doesn't have any weight to it. But I can tell you one thing about this knife. I'm going to try and show you here because I'm a little nervous with this thing. Ooh. Look at the snap on this spring. You ready? Faster than the speed of light. It is so hard, it's almost difficult to open. And yep, they called it an easy open. Not so much. It also has this indent in the blade. Not really sure why they do that, because pulling it out this way, you can't. The swedge is right there. So there's that. And like I said, it's made by Troll, Germany. It's about butt to the bolster, 3.5 inches. And with this, in parentheses, easy open, total length, 6 inches. It's got a bail, pretty nice little knife, just really nervous about opening it. It needs a good cleanup. You can see there's a lot of rust in here. The blade's in pretty good condition, and just a general cleanup. So there's that guy. Single blade jack by Troll. The next one here is this Thornton. Now, if you have a look, let me close it up for you. It just says Thornton, USA on it. Not a lot of info on that. It is a 2-blade jack. This is the smallest one of the 3. I really like the handle on this. Pretty cool, fairly straightforward. It has that spear point style blade and then a nice pen on it. Pretty good condition, nail nicks. Not sure what the material is. Needs a good cleanup. But we got a little wobbly here. And that's the main blade. Okay, I'm going to close that down. And then the pen blade is perfect. Doesn't wobble at all. It just seems that if you look closely, there's a little gap between the liner and the spring for the main blade. I'm not sure if I tap this in. It looks like it's been redone before. They're worse than me, apparently. And see if I can just get it a little tighter, get rid of the wobble on the main blade. Small jack, fairly small. It's got a bit of weight to it. 2 blades, obviously, but it's certainly a lot heavier than that Troll. Open. You're looking at about 4 3/4 inches with the pen blade. The spring's okay. It feels like it's got good snap. Just needs to be oiled, I think. Fully open, 5 1/4. No? 5 3/8. Close enough. Nice little blade, fairly good condition. I mean, a little rust and whatever on it. No damage to the actual blade. And hopefully we can fix that up. Not sure about that. Wobble there. And that's a Thornton. Don't know a lot about him either. This guy. Well, this guy is more my style knife. It's about the right size for me. Bigger than the other ones. The other one's a little small. This one I liked, and I really liked the handle. It's very cool. Look at that. Nice color, little like wood grain on it. Has the shield. And this one is an Nielsen. Alex Nielsen, something like that. 2-blade jack, nice big healthy clip on it. Has that long nail neck and of course a swedge. Look how obvious that swedge is. And then you got a pen. Blades, pretty good condition, little rusty, can shine him up, I'm pretty sure, the badge. Nice solid bolsters on it. Pretty solid knife. I really like it, and I think this will clean up really well. Little interesting info I found on it, local, but well made, and yet considered a real budget knife. So there it is there. You got your bolsters, the lines on the bolsters, fully open. What do we got? 6 1/4. Close enough. Look at that. Not bad. Very little wobble on anything. So just really a good cleanup should turn this knife into a wonderful looking knife, especially with that handle. So here we go, and we'll get into the info I found on them. So here we have this Troll. Troll Germany, easy open, straightforward single blade jack. The only information I found online was in a couple of chats that said it's considered a one-hit wonder company, export budget knife company. That's all they said. It says Troll Germany on there. I'm assuming this is German steel. Very straightforward. Just shocked at how strong that spring is on this thing. Really surprising. Almost to the point that it's a little unsafe. You have to be really careful opening it because it snaps right open. The handle, really like that material. Unusual color. You're going to love this. I'm going to call it a plum. If you look carefully, you can see it's like highlighted with, I don't know, like a reddish tint inside where they scoured it out to get that, I don't know, stag look. Unusual, very light. So we need to clean this guy up. It looks pretty straightforward. Not sure what the material is here, but I'm just going to clean it up. It looks like they kind of dipped this whole thing, because even on the blade, if you look at the writing and everything and the nail neck, it has that red tint in it. So straightforward, clean, straight 1000 grit, and then maybe 10,000, and we'll see how it looks. Give it an oil, and of course, it's actually pretty sharp. Where I got this, not sure. I think it was an antique find. I'm not sure. Let's have at it. Oh, how old it is, have no idea. The only information I said that Troll started circa 1930. So I doubt if this is the 1930s, but who knows. So I'm just going to start off with 1000 grit padded, and of course the support. We'll just give it a rub and see what happens. Typical for an old knife, they all have that steel, that patinas, carbon, but it's always nice to clean them up. Start with a nice clean knife. I'm sure it'll patina over time. It has these long scratches on it, not sure what that's about. It is kind of sharp. The edge of the blade here is a little chipped up in that, but we can take care of it. And then, of course, you got this easy opener and the Troll Germany and the badge. Interesting, they all seem to be have that same color in it. It's like they dipped it. Interesting, here you can see the swedge, very obvious swedge, look at that. And you'll notice it's not on this side, only on this side where the nail nick is, and it has that really long nail nick. Huh. Careful with that. Pretty cool look though. You see what I'm talking about? Look at this compared to that. Unusual. This blade is actually a little sharper than I should cover it. So here we are, the 1000 grits done. I'm going to now try at least the 10,000 on the blade, and hopefully it'll give it a nice shine. But I wanted to show you the pins on this thing. Now, if you look at them, they're a little unusual. It's pretty obvious on this one right there. See that? Look at it. And they stick out slightly. It's a very cool pin. It almost gives it that old school metalworker look. Let's get it with this. Yeah, I kind of like this knife. I think it's got a good look, budget and all. What do you do? So, nothing special, just a plain little jack. Would make a nice little work knife, except that snap really concerns me. I'm going to oil it a little bit now, and then I'll give all of the knife a sharpen together. And now we have this little guy from Thornton. And remember, we had that issue with the main blade. Got a little bit of a wobble. Well, let's see if we can fix that first before we do anything. What I'm going to do is just tap on that pin. See if we can get it to tighten up. Well, I gave it a couple of persuasive little taps. Didn't want to get crazy because I didn't want to break the scales. It's a little better, but it has this on it. I don't think there's much you can do about that. I thought about repinning it. I might just do that because I don't like these pins. And I think brass would look nice on this. But maybe that's a different story. Let's give it a quick clean. When I looked up Thornton, interestingly, it refers you to the Federal Knife Company under another trade name. And I believe it was Johnson was the trade name. That's all I found. Interestingly, they're talking 1945 to 1950. I don't know, but very little info out there on them. Let's carry on with this lot. So there you have it there. Did 1,000, then 10,000. Clean up nicely, nice quick cleanup. That will have to be fixed. I think I want to repin this. I really do. Just not going to do it now. Want to take out the pins and put maybe brass in. It'll make it look nice. Not ideal for the bolsters, but for the blades. But I think it would look cool. Let's get on to the next guy. And that's this little beauty here. I really like this knife. It's in pretty good condition. The handle, very nice. I think that'll clean up nicely. Now, this is the Axel Nilsson, and it says Swedish steel made in the USA. Now, when I looked it up, a couple of things I thought were interesting. What I found was this was made for a company in Minneapolis called J.M. Thompson Co. It was a hardware company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they had made it for them, and they sold them, which I thought was interesting, 40 minutes up the road. Very nice knife. But they say that it also comes under another company name called woul, W-H-O-L, this here, which they say is probably, it was a wholesale company. So I thought that was interesting, some local history for me, but a very nice knife. It's well made, but I think it's still considered a budget knife, but for a budget knife, pretty good. So let's just give this guy some shine and then sharpen him up with the other guys. I would really like to get this sharp and shiny. I think it's a really nice knife. I really want to try and get away as much of the pitting as I can and hopefully get a good shine out of it. So I'm using 400 here to start, and then I'll go to 1,000 and then 10,000. So here we are after 1,000. It's cleaning up nicely. I'm wondering if I should use mothers. I'm going to go to 10,000 and see how we do, and then maybe try mothers and see if it makes any difference. Cleaning up nicely. Whew, it's taking a lot. My arm's getting tired. Now you can see it, that's after 10,000. I think I'm going to try mothers on this pen blade and see if it makes a difference. If it does, I'll do the rest. If not, we'll stay the way we are. That's the mothers. Whoops. And that's 10,000. I think the mothers does better, right? It's more consistent. All right, let's do that. Oh. This makes a difference. I don't know why I stopped using it. I got lazy. Forgetful. The cool thing is, it even does the handle. Huh. Wow. Wow. Oh my, how I forget. Look at this. Yay for mothers. Look at that. Look at that. Why did I forget this? Man. All right. Got to sharpen it up, and I might just touch the other ones up. Here we are, this guy. I'm going to touch it up quickly. Look at that. And that was like 5 minutes of quick rubbing. Wow. How soon we forget. Man, I'm all excited again. Look at the difference on this. Look at that. I don't know why I forget these things. And I know how good Mother's is. So here's the real test. The scales. Okay, it's pretty shiny. That's 10,000 grit. Let's see what Mother's does. Look at that. All right, we keep going. I'm going to do the handle and everything. Here is the handle with 10,000 grit, okay? And here it is with Mother's. Look at that. Ha! And there you are. Look at the handle. Even the blades. Oh, I've got to do something quickly. Hold on. Remember this? I just did these. And I'm looking and I'm going, that's pretty poor. Well, let's see. I'm just going to do one side and we'll compare to the other side. I just sharpened this, so I've got to be careful. The old way. Not the old way, but the lazy way. The Mother's way. Let me just wipe it off. It's got so much shine, you touch it and it affects it. I got it all over my hands as well. With Mother's, without Mother's. With Mother's, without Mother's. This is without Mother's. It's pretty good. And here you are with Mother's. Even better. Wow! I'm going to have to go back and do all my stuff again that I didn't use Mother's on. The humanity. Okay. Got distracted there. But I think it was worth it. Time to sharpen the other ones. Here we go. This guy. Nice. This guy. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. I suspect operator error. but it's good enough for me. This guy, just oiling them quickly. Here we are. Look at that. I'm so excited about this. I almost have to apologize to you guys that I haven't been using mothers. I lost my way there, but we're back at it. Been a while since I've been really happy with the result, and these really came out well. And this one, of course, is the Troll German. Weird one with the easy open and close. I showed you. Ooh, makes me nervous. And then this guy, pretty beat up. The pin here, this whole system here, I don't think is very good. I think I'm going to have to repin it. But the cleanup, unbelievable. Really, really liking the results now. It's been a while. And there you can see it there. You see what I mean about the handles even. Mothers forever, right? Now this guy is the one that I really wanted to work. And here it is here. Look at this. Right? Is that not awesome? Look how well this thing cleaned up. And the scales. And this is the Alex Milson. 3 unusual knives, unusual makers anyway. I really like this one, by the way. It's a nice knife. 3 makers that I'd never heard of. Found them in my box of to be looked at and cleaned and whatnot, and thought I'd share them with you. They really came out well. I'm glad I got back to mothers, these ones. Lately, I've been feeling that my results aren't what I want. I'm going to have to go back and get the mothers out and go through all my knives and get them cleaned up. So there you go. You will be safe out there, especially when these guys get sharp. When you have this sort of knife where it's so hard to bring out and bring back, might want to put a warning label on this guy. But it's a very nice little cutter. I kind of like it. I like the handle is very nice. It's just that it seems that the spring is just too much for the blade and the knife size. I think if it was a bigger handle and bigger knife, it probably wouldn't feel so bad. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. Hoping to go to a swap meet, a big one here, very popular. And Keith has said he'll probably come with as well. So there's that. Like going with him. He can find knives anywhere. You can see them, smell them, hear them from 100 foot away. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. And we'll see you again soon.